What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Bridges Television, the show where young voices shine, big ideas come to life, and we celebrate everything community right here in Barbados.
Kanisha, that's absolutely right. Whether it is creativity, culture, leadership, or opportunities made just for you, we have it all lined up for you today.
If this is your first time tuning in, I am Kanisha Hunt.
And I'm Timon Howard. From exciting initiatives to youth making real impact in their communities, this is the place to be. We're just getting started, so please stay with us.
When it comes to youth development across Barbados, there's a dedicated team working on the ground to make sure young people are supported, engaged, and empowered.
Yep. This team comprises 30 youth commissioners, 30, who work within the Youth Development Program in the Division of Youth Affairs. They serve as leaders and facilitators, working directly within communities to create safe spaces, meaningful activities, and opportunities for growth.
The Youth Commissioners organize programs that focus on personal development, leadership, life skills, youth-requested programs, training, community involvement, ensuring that young people are seen, heard, and supported.
To effectively reach communities island-wide, this program is divided into 4 zones: the Northern Zone, the Eastern Zone, the Central Zone, and the Southern Zone. This week, we begin by shining the spotlight on the Northern Zone, giving you a closer look at those in the team who are leading, mentoring, and making a real difference in that area. Let us meet the Youth Commissioners of the Northern Zone.
My name is Hughie Watson, Youth Commissioner for the constituency of St. Andrew. Areas include Balplain, Shorey Village, Lakes, Hillaby, White Hill, and Orange Hill. The reason I decided to be a Youth Commissioner is because I grew up in a household that understand the importance of mentorship, understand the importance of care. And because of that, I developed a love and a passion for youth work. This was transferred even before I started working as Youth Commissioner in my role at my church as a youth director. And now you can see it going at large in Barbados. My first project I would implement was a Project Cure project, which we are looking at young people who are out there who are struggling and who are in need of, equipment and electrical equipment and stuff like that. So right now we're in the process of handing out electronic devices to young people in the parish of St. Andrew, along with gift vouchers to those individual families as well. There are other projects that will come on stream, and you will hear more about them as they begin to roll out. I'm hoping that 2026 is a year where we see the constituency of St. Andrew come together and we advance youth work and development within the constituency at large.
Hello there, my name is Dario Thornhill and I'm the Youth Commissioner for St. James North. That includes areas such as Folkestone, The Garden, Weston, Lower and Upper Carlton, Sion Hill, Mainers, and Roadview. Part of the reason I'm a Youth Commissioner is to put programs in place that would be able to help the young people by empowering them with the tools that they need for success. So St. James North is a tourist hub, and because of that, I would like to see more young people in my area become entrepreneurs so that they can benefit from the industry.
My name is Lamar Collins, Youth Commissioner for the Parish of St. Peter. I am 21 years old. The reason I became Youth Commissioner is because I like working with the youth and coming up in what you would call a rough area and helping out the youth and giving them the assistance that I would not have had when I was their age. So that's the reason that I would have become a Youth Commissioner. So I am responsible for, you have Boscobel, Indian Grove, Malana Quarter, Maynards, Spikestone, Black Bass, and Rose Hill, and those surrounding areas. So far we would have had sports training. We would have netball and road tennis in Maynards. The netballers, they would have gone into a youth group that is about to be registered. That's the Shutters Netball Club. And the Maynards, they would have continued, and I would have just brought in more children into it to help keep them off the block and that sort of stuff. And then other projects, I would have a life skill project at the Corajan Parish School is to help repeat students, because I'm a repeat myself, so I would be able to relate to them. So I just want to give them some assistance and show them that repeating in school is not always a bad thing, and it's just an opportunity to better yourself.
Hi, my name is Jadia Paris and I am the Youth Commissioner for the constituency of St. Joseph. I represent the entirety of St. Joseph, pockets of St. Andrew, St. Thomas and a small portion of St. John. Right now we have a cultural training program and it will be held at the Grant Lianos Memorial Secondary School. It targets students aged 9 to 29 and they will be taught the discipline of dance. This includes African, contemporary and landscape. Our discipline will be taught by Mr. Calvin Carvalho.
I am Dana Broom and I am the Youth Commissioner for the beautiful parish of St. Lucie. Some of the projects that I would have worked on recently would have been a collaboration with the Caribbean Cuisine Culinary Institute, which is spearheaded by Chef Peter Eady. That would have been a baking project where we would have facilitated 20 young persons who will be now certified to work anywhere in the region once it relates to baking. Previous to that, we would have had our regular homework help programs, both at the Ignatius Bayer and St. Lucie Secondary School within the community in question. We would have also done a entrepreneurship 2-day workshop. This was targeted at bringing the entrepreneurs in St. Lucie together that they could have some structure to what it is that they want to do.
Hi, my name is Quinty Reda. I am the Youth Commissioner for the Heart of Barbados, St. Thomas. I would have become a Youth Commissioner after my tenure as the 2024 Parish Ambassador for St. Thomas. Basically, I am passionate about youth work. I am enthusiastic about helping the youth of Barbados and by extension St. Thomas specifically. I believe that young people need opportunities to help them to reach their full potential. So far, I would have had sports training, and out of that sports training, I have a group of young boys from Content that would have formed the football group. Currently, I am about to have 2 projects that are about to run within the Lesson 1 Secondary School. One is a life skills project, a 1-day life skills project, which focuses on preparing the returning fifth for their life beyond school. The next one is going to be cultural training, with the discipline being dance.
Hi, my name is Shaqueen Prescott. I'm the Youth Commissioner for the constituency of St. James Central. My area consists of Queens Bay, Prospect, Heights Village, Fitz Village, Redmonds Village, and surrounding areas. While growing up, I was always involved in a lot of the programs that the ministry offered through our previous Youth Commissioner, and I realized that a lot of people are not aware, especially in my constituency, are not aware that there are programs in place to help us. So I just wanted to get everybody engaged and see how best I can help them. So currently we have Cure Your Crown. This is a hair braiding and natural hair care class going on in Heights Village. It's on Mondays and Tuesdays from 5 until 7. And it's basically teaching young ladies how to braid hair, how to take care of their natural hair, teaching them hygiene. And it also gives them a business aspect in case they want to start out their own business and stuff like that.
Each zone is headed by a senior youth commissioner who brings experience, guidance, and continuity to the work being done on the ground.
Yes, heading the Northern Zone is Mr. Ivor Worrell, a long-standing senior youth commissioner within the Youth Development Program. Mr. Worrell brings over 30 years, yes, over 3 decades of experience in service to the ministry. His dedication continues to shape and strengthen the youth development efforts in the Northern Zone.
Turning our attention to youth development through sports and life skills in St. James South, we caught up with Ajani Batson, Youth Commissioner for St. James South in the Northern Zone, who led a life skills session with the Phoenix netball team at Desmond Haynes Complex in Holders Hill, St. James.
That session formed part of Project Phoenix, an 8-week rejuvenation initiative designed to restart junior sports in that very same Holders Hill community, beginning with netball. Sports play a vital role in St. James South, and Project Phoenix recognizes that athletic development must go hand in hand with strong life skills.
The program focuses on health and balance, netball training, and life skills using real-life situations to help prepare young female participants both on and off the court. To gain insight into the impact Project Phoenix is already having in the community, we spoke with Ajani, along with the facilitator of the life skills session, the team's coach, and a parent about the initiative.
My name is Ajani Batson. I am the Youth Commissioner for St. James South. St. James South would entail Halls Village, Durance Village, Husbands, West Terrace, Prior Park, over by Queen's College, the Holders Hill area. So basically from Holders Hill straight back to UE. So being a youth commissioner for me gave me an opportunity to do what I wanted to do for my community. Before I was a youth commissioner, myself and a few other guys my age, we started the Holders Hill Sports and Cultural Club, where we formed our own cricket club that we could play cricket. The oldest person on the team is about 57. The youngest is about 12 years old. So that's what we were doing before, and then becoming a youth commissioner kind of gave me that opportunity to really put my community first and do certain things that we need done in order to get the best for the community. So Project Phoenix is a netball, life skills netball and life skills project. This group would have been a group that came out of the National Summer Camp program as well as the National Sports Training program. So this group, it would have been probably training, they would have been training about 6 months now together, but it would have been very, very basic stuff. A lot of the girls didn't play netball before, so they're still at beginner stage, but they're now in the process of forming their team and kind of gelling as a team to do pretty well. In the sports training rallies, they went to the semifinals. They played really well and got to the semifinals. They were the only netball team in the North to make it that far, and that we're very proud of. And Project Phoenix is probably, the Phoenixes are going to be one of those teams to look out for in the coming years for sure. A lot of members of the community that are heavily associated with netball do keep an eye on them, do look out for them, and do keep supporting them, and they are very interested and invested in them. And we all are invested in them because they will definitely do a great job going forward. Also, we have Project Let's Fix It. That is a project based on the Holders Hill Sports and Cultural Club, the cricket team, where we have, as I said, we have quite a lot of young people in the team, and it's kind of hard for all of us to maybe like get along with each other, given the fact that the ages vary so much. So Let's Fix It is aimed at trying to gel Holders Hill to get us to play better cricket in this season and the seasons to come. So definitely for 2026, we want to get a culture training program started to assist Haynesville Youth Group, who is also currently training at this point in time. So we have still walkers that are going to start on Friday, and they're going to be going through a program to do still walking. We're going to also try to see if we can get a choir in place at some point in time. And we do have plans for a track team as well. And also for 2026, we are looking at finding a way to bring the cricketing community within Holders Hill and St. James South together a little bit more. So we're talking to the varying clubs within the area, and we're trying to see if we can come together to form a cricket community that will better the entire community on the whole. Always find me at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment in Haggett Hall at Sky Mall. I am also very, very avid in my community, so if you happen to be in the Holders Hill or the St. James South community, you may happen to pass me at some point in time. And you can also visit us at Dave Youth 246, that's our IG reel. And if you like cricket, you can ask anyone about me when it comes to cricket, because I love cricket.
My name is Remy Gaskin, the lifestyle facilitator for the Phoenix program. My role here is to teach life skills to the young ladies. And the importance of this initiative, I was very intrigued when I was invited to participate in this initiative, being that life skills are so essential to mitigate against a lot of the challenges young people will face as they get older. And especially in the wake of everything that's happened in our society, we need to have our young people with resilience. And with resilience, I mean things like emotional resilience, how to regulate the emotions, how to communicate better, how to foster and develop better interpersonal relationships. I find that through sporting ventures or innovations such as this one, like playing netball and competing and understanding what it's like to work with others and to have a sense of community, because the community from which they come is a very well-known community, and I know that there's a spirit within this community that speaks to camaraderie and teamwork and fellowship and that sense of ownership and belonging. And if you can create situations like that where young persons feel as though there's a purpose, there's a reason, not only just to come and run around and play netball, but to give the community a type of lift. That is an important sense of what we would like to have persons having this whole national pride and feeling a sense of being Barbados and giving something back by representing the communities. Other than that, it's also important too in terms of childhood development, these formative years of development, where young people can take the losses, they can take the wins, they can celebrate each other, they get to have a sense of sisterhood.
Good night, my name is Sakina Burnett. I'm the coach and also a parent of the Phoenix Netball Club. So initiatives like this are good for the communities. It brings the children together, it gives them social skills, it brings children that don't usually be out, come out to the houses, and it's a good form of exercise too. And I find that with this generation of children, I find that they're more technological, they're not really into sports. So the reason why I started this netball team is because my daughter wanted to play. So I sent her to a camp and then she became interested. But she was a technological child too. So I said, I've got to come out and play some sports. Your mother played netball for years, come and play some netball. So I always, like 10 years ago, I told myself that I wanted the first mother and daughter netball team in Barbados. That you could look on your court and say, that's that boy mother, that's that boy daughter. And that's what we wanted. And you will see another parent come and coach her netball as well, because I was coaching from 16 years old, right? So sports initiatives need to be kept in the communities. You need the upkeep of the courts, you need to get the lanes marked, so children can feel free to just come and play cricket and want to play netball, whatever sport that they need to play, just make these resources available for them. And that's what we need in communities.
Members of the Barbados Boy Scouts Association and the Girl Guides Association of Barbados recently came together for an important workshop focused on the implementation of the CARICOM badge.
The workshop, coordinated by the former and current CARICOM Youth Ambassadors, was held at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment. Its aim was to ensure that the Scout and Guide leaders could understand and facilitate their members completing the CARICOM badge.
The CARICOM badge was conceptualized and launched on April 26, 2025 by former Barbados CARICOM Youth Ambassador Ashley Lashley as a way to strengthen regional awareness, unity, and understanding among young people.
Let's take a look at the highlights from that workshop and hear more about what this badge means for scouting, guiding, and youth development in Barbados.
My name is Ashley Lashley, and I'm Barbados's former CARICOM Youth Ambassador. And today we would have done an orientation session with heads and leaders of the Girl Guides Association of Barbados and the Boy Scouts Association of Barbados for the first ever CARICOM badge. Last year, August, we would have launched this badge regionally, and we're so happy that the Barbados Boy Scouts Association and the Girl Guides would have supported the implementation of this badge. So we were getting the leaders and other members associated with the syllabus of the badge. The badge is divided into 4 components. One is centered around the geography of CARICOM and the history of CARICOM and what that looks like, and that's mandatory for any person completing the badge. And then the 3 other sections are Section 2 is a cultural carnival, where persons would have to create a display choosing one CARICOM country, utilizing maps, utilizing a traditional dress or song or music. And section 3 is focused on awareness and volunteerism. So we're asking persons who are participating in the badge to volunteer at least 2 to 5 hours within a local organization, but ensure that whichever project they're volunteering on is focused around the 4 CARICOM pillars. And finally, we decided to include a social media challenge because it is a youth badge, and in keeping in connection or in contact with youth, we decided to have the Island Accent Challenge. And to me, that's one of the fun components. But I think it's so important that we decided to do this badge today, and we had over 40 members from each association participating, because in order for our youth to understand what CARICOM represents and what CARICOM stands for, it is important that they understand their history and their purpose. So the core formation around this badge is centered on sensitization and awareness, and we want all Barbadian youth who are engaging in this badge to be proud CARICOM and Caribbean citizens.
Hi everyone, my name is Marissa Ford. I am a young leader from the Girl Guides Association of Barbados. Today's training session was very interesting to me. I learned a lot about CARICOM and the pillars. I believe that the members of the Girl Guides Association would enjoy this badge, especially the advocacy campaign.
My name is Davron Baino. I am a Venture Scout and also the chairman of the Bridgetown District Venture Unit within Barbados Boy Scouts. I thought today's session was very interactive. There were a lot of bonds between the young leaders, the Venture Scouts, and the commissioners. And I learned a lot about CARICOM and how the countries are one and not separate. I also think it would be a great experience for young scouts and guides to do this badge because it teaches them the connection between our Caribbean brothers and sisters and how we are all one and not separate islands alone.
Hi, I'm Trevor Jones. I'm the Chief Commissioner at the Barbados Boy Scouts Association. We are very pleased to be part of this process in the development and implementation of a CARICOM badge. We've now completed the training and we are looking to implement it in the coming school term, and hopefully by the end of the year we will have our members being compliant with the badge. It is a good development for scouting, I believe, as the CARICOM badge. CARICOM is something that our members need to know about, and to be full citizens of the community, they must be aware of CARICOM and what it stands for. I would encourage all our members in the Scout and Venture Scout section to complete the requirements for the badge and to complete so that they can be awarded the CARICOM badge. It is a good developmental step for them as they become constructive citizens of the community.
My name is Jennifer King. I'm the current Chief Commissioner of the Girl Guides Association of Barbados. And this badge is a wonderful initiative. We're always looking for new badges, new initiatives to excite the girls. It's always good to know about the world, but we have to start closer to home and build that confidence, build that knowledge, and build that appreciation. So this badge definitely does that, and I am truly excited for the girls to do this badge. So what stood out to me was learning about the culture, the food, and the music of different countries. We take it for granted that we know, but then when you actually have to put a name to it, you realize that you pause. So the fact that you can now know these things, feel these things, and enjoy these things about the islands around us, that's a wonderful experience. That was one of the things that really stood out to me. And the other thing that stood out to me was one of the quote-unquote projects that we had to do, and that was done by young persons, and the way they captured everything quickly, beautifully, and succinctly in something so small. We don't give our youth enough.
I think that this badge would definitely be something very beneficial and primarily educational. I think that it's a great way, an avenue to the youth and addressing the youth directly via the Girl Guides. And I hope that it would lead to wider engagement with young people, not only within the Girl Guides and Boy Scouts Association, but beyond. And I think this is a wonderful place to start. I'm excited.
First things first, I want to give a huge shout out and kudos to immediate past ambassador Ashley Lashley. You gotta give credit where credit is due. This is an amazing initiative that she spearheaded, and I think that we are just so fortunate to be the ones that she's handing it over to. We feel incredibly privileged to be trusted with this project. It's an initiative that's extremely close to me. I grew up in and around Pax Hill with the Girl Guide community, going to summer camps there. And I also serve as a training leader for the Girl Guides at Combermere. And of course, the Boy Scouts, I'm a member of that association, and I have been since 2008. And I've served in different roles over the years. And so the fact that the first project of our tenure is in partnership with them through the CARICOM badge is extremely exciting to me. I cannot wait to see how we implement it. Like Janae said, with putting our own twist and creativity on it. But I just want to echo her sentiment, because we recognize that awareness about CARICOM as an entity is a huge gap for our youth, and we hope that this badge, the implementation of this badge, helps to bridge that gap for young people so they can truly understand just the effectiveness and the importance of CARICOM and regional unity.
The Community Independence Celebration Secretariat is looking for new parish ambassadors and attendants to represent each parish. As we prepare to celebrate our 60th anniversary of independence, this is an opportunity for persons ages 18 to 25 to become parish ambassadors and persons 25 years and over to sign up as parish attendants. This is a chance to lead, serve, and represent your parish.
To qualify, you must live in the parish you wish to represent and have a strong sense of community pride. Interested persons can sign up today by emailing cics@barbados.gov.bb, cics@barbados.gov.bb, or calling 535-3835 for more information. Get involved, serve your parish, help strengthen your community. Well, our time is up for this week, folks. We want to remind you that you can see this program on Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. or on YouTube at Division of Youth Affairs Barbados. Please subscribe so you can be alerted when we upload new content. Of course, you can contact the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment by calling 535-3835, 535-3835, or visiting us online. On Instagram at the Community Development Department at ComDev Barbados, the Division of Youth Affairs at Div Youth 246, the Sports Development Unit at sportsdevelopment.bb, the National Sports Council at NSC Barbados, Community Independence Celebration Secretariat at Community Independence 246, and the Barbados Youth Advance Corps at Barbados Youth Advance.
You can also like and follow us on Facebook by visiting Community Development Department, Division of Youth Affairs, National Sports Council, the Community Independence Celebration Secretariat, or feel free to speak with any of the ministry's officers when they are in your community. Thank you for being with us and supporting the conversations and activities that help shape our communities and empower our youth.
Definitely. Until next time, stay inspired, connected, and keep playing your part in uplifting youth and communities across our beautiful island of Barbados. Don't forget,
keep building those bridges. We'll see you next week.